Live from Southern Illinois University, this is River Region Evening Edition.
Southern Illinois is gearing up for another round of winter weather. Good evening, I'm Jacob Gordon.
And I'm Zach Warhus. Our top story tonight is the winter weather advisory issued for all of Southern Illinois.
All right, let's turn over to Jordan Taylor, who has more on this advisory and tips on how to stay safe on the roads.
Well, guys, as the snow begins to mix in with the rain, this can make for very slippery road conditions while you're driving. So here are some tips to keep you safe while you're out on the roads. Give IDOT plenty of room while they clean and treat those roads. Make sure you're keeping your gas tank half full so that your lines don't freeze. Never use cruise control during this type of weather. Make sure you're driving slowly and accelerate and decelerate slowly. Make sure you're familiar with those brakes as you're beginning to stop, and also increase the distance between you and the next car, because you're going to want to make sure that you have enough time to stop while you are moving. So looking at the next 12 hours, we're taking a look as temperatures are going to move from the upper 30s down into the lower 20s. And as you can see, it's going to remain steady, but this is going to start around 8 p.m. But that winter weather advisory is issued for our region beginning at 6 o'clock if you want to take a look at that. The National Weather Service has predicted that we will see the rain and the snow starting to begin to mix in as we advance to our next graphic. You'll see that right here. You're checking out the rain moving in from the south and the snow ice mix moving in from the north creates that wintry mix. And as you can see, we're going to deal with that mix in our region, and that is going to cause for those roadways to be slick. So a winter weather advisory does begin to go into effect in the next hour. So we'll be talking about that rain and snow mix. We do have warmer temperatures coming. That kind of gives a brighter eye to look down the road. And I have your 5-day forecast plus that bus stop forecast for the kids.
All right, thank you, Jordan. The University Museum at SIU's Carbondale campus opened today. The museum closed more than 7 months ago due to the state's budget crisis. Director of Special Collections Pam Hackbart-Dean calls today a soft opening, with a larger, more official opening set for March 8th. Until then, the museum is open from 10 to 4 Tuesday through Friday.
A group of SIU students gathered together for an assembly to celebrate Black History Month.
African Americans in a Time of War. That's this year's theme for Black History Month. It celebrates the end of the First World War and explores the concept meanings of its aftermath.
Sing the song.
The event began by a group sing-along of the Black National Anthem. There were then performances by SIU students, including Voices of Inspiration and Simba the Poet.
See sunsets colored in supremacy and higher learning, like the two coexist, have tea parties and administrative emails like we're here, but not really here, just a signature at the bottom of an email that we didn't even type, but let me stop.
The guest speaker of the night, Dr. Wesley Moniz, explained the importance of this year's theme and got students ready for more to come.
Because I really wanted to come to a place surrounded by Black people, because right now in the program that I'm in, I'm not around people that look like me very often. So it was just a time to come back to my roots and place where I'm from and just come and mingle with more Black students on campus.
For more information, please visit smrc.siu.edu.
Put your tongue in between your teeth.
Elementary school closed all last week because of the flu reopened. Each and every student gets their temperature checked on the first day. Officials say almost a third of students at Wells Elementary in Grayville were out with the flu. School administrators say closing the school was a safety measure.
With the amount of deaths of children that has occurred, we just feel like it's a serious issue, and it's something that you don't want to second guess.
13% of the student body was sick to come to school today, but that's an improvement over the 29% sick last week. Grayville is near Evansville, Indiana.
There's a new city commissioner in Marion. Monty Blue will fill out the vacancy left by Commissioner Anthony Ranella. Marion city leaders made the decision at a special meeting last night. Ranella became the mayor of Marion when longtime mayor Bob Butler stepped down last month. Blue will fill out the rest of Ranella's commissioner term, which ends in April of 2019. An update now on a story we first mentioned yesterday. A fire at popular restaurant forces it to close. The update is not good for fans of Patty's. The restaurant suffered a kitchen fire Monday morning. No injuries were reported and everyone made it out safely, but it may be summer until the restaurant is open again. It's a big blow for the local economy.
Last November, December, we had 90,000 people that came through and ate with us. So, you know, it's a very, very busy place. Like I said, we're an establishment that it's all about the family. And our Patty's family is hurting right now. It's a little bit sad for us.
people are out of work with the restaurant closed. Martin says they will be paid for this week and next, but beyond that, she doesn't know.
All right, still ahead here on the Evening Edition, one GOP candidate is stirring up some controversy.
Plus, an SIU student's homework assignment turns into much more. You're watching Evening Edition at 5.
New this evening, it was late, but
3, 2, 1.
New this evening, it was late, but Elon Musk's latest rocket is off and running. Musk hopes that the Falcon Heavy will one day take people to Mars. With the launch, it becomes the world's most powerful operational rocket.
A Holocaust denier is likely to be the only Chicago Republican on the ballot in a heavily Democratic district.
But GOP leaders don't want him to run. Jim Williams reports.
I stand for things I deeply believe in.
Among the beliefs of Arthur Jones, GOP candidate in Illinois' 3rd Congressional District, are whites superior to blacks?
No question about it. All you have to do is look at the mess they've made of the Chicago public schools, the mess they've made of their own neighborhoods, and when they come into a white neighborhood, they destroy it.
You know that's racist, that view.
No, that's true.
He calls the Holocaust an extortion racket.
To rack up money for the Jews and to intimidate and terrorize their enemies.
Jones, former head of a Nazi group, is running unopposed in the Republican primary in a district now represented by Democrat Dan Lipinski. Top GOP leaders express outrage. Governor Bruce Rauner, there is no room for neo-Nazis in American politics. I condemn this man in the strongest possible terms. The chairman of the state Republican Party, Tim Snyder, we strongly oppose his racist views and his candidacy for any public office.
My role is as extra force, if you will.
Back in 1989, Jones provided security for former KKK leader David Duke. He got into a scuffle with CBS 2 reporter Mike Kirsch. No apologies, then and today. Mr. Jones, do you really believe with these views you can be elected to Congress?
Absolutely. Because I stand for what most white people believe in, but they're afraid to say.
The primary election will take place on March 20th. He's likely to face either Congressman Lipinski or his Democrat challenger, Mary Newman, in November. And federal immigration agents have a new way to identify undocumented immigrants with license plate recognition. It's the same system some police departments use to look for fugitives who are on the run. Cameras and computers quickly scan license plates as vehicles pass by. Those scans can then run through a database that can identify the vehicle's owner. Some lawmakers say that this could damage the state's sanctuary status.
I'm really upset and I am outraged about what ICE is doing. Because I serve on the Transportation Committee, and this was something that I feared as we're, trying to increase technology, trying to save taxpayer dollars, trying to do a better job of making sure that we have flowing traffic, that we're not putting people at risk.
An online technology magazine, The Verge, reports ICE has a contract with the leading national network of license plate data recognition. The state's governor's office said it was looking into the matter.
What started as a homework assignment for one SIU student has turned into a new documentary project.
Evening Edition reporter Justin Broom is live in the studio to tell us more. Justin.
The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals Act, also known as DACA, left many students, children, and parents concerned when it was rescinded by the Trump administration. SIU filmmaker Tomas Cortez is looking to educate the Southern Illinois community on who the recipients of DACA are and what it means to them in his new documentary, I Too Dream American. Take a look.
There's a lot of misconceptions concerning DACA recipients. People think it's an immigration reform, an amnesty. It is not. A lot of people out there think that we get help from the government, such as food stamps, financial aid to go to college. We don't get unemployment, get out of paying our taxes. So there are no benefits that we get that, the average American citizen is able to get.
What DACA has meant to me is truly just the opportunity to achieve what my parents had envisioned for me when they came to the United States, which I guess in a way of saying it really is a way to follow the American dream.
In this new documentary, Cortez examines the effects of the removal of DACA not only on the Hispanic community here at SIU, but across the nation.
And I feel that, you know, America as a country likes to label itself as the land of the free when it was first in its creation type of period. And I feel like it's kind of gone from the land of the free to the land of like selected few immigrants.
Cortez followed 2 students who were DACA recipients here at SIU and their experience following its repeal.
They had already come out as undocumented before, and when I questioned them about it, they had given me the response of, if we're not vocal about it, who's going to be vocal about it? You know, this Hispanic community would have to endure a lot over the next few months trying to, you know, pass a Clean Dream Act, advocate for, you know, the DACA recipients and, you know, calling their representatives, make sure that they were in favor for, you know, keeping DACA students here and not, you know, forcibly deporting them back to, you know, countries that they don't even know.
While legislators continue to debate the issue in Congress, Cortez has one message for those who see his film.
These are humans too that need our help, and in order for them to, you know, be successful in this country that is labeled as a country for them, a Clean Dream Act should be passed.
A viewing of the film will take place tomorrow at Epiphany Lutheran Church in Carbondale at 7 p.m. For River Region Evening Edition, I'm Justin Broom. Back to you guys.
All right, Justin, thanks. Now to a suspect in the drunk driving death of NFL star Edwin Jackson says he didn't do it. Police say Manuel Oregano Zavala was intoxicated and driving without a license. He was in an Indianapolis courtroom today and was questioned why he was in court, claiming he wasn't driving the car in the fatal crash. President Trump weighed in on the accident, saying, quote, it was so disgraceful that a person illegally in our country killed Edwin Jackson. Charges have yet to be filed. As for the roller coaster on Wall Street, experts say don't worry. Even with the big point drop the past few days, experts say they expect a correction of 5 to 10%. Stocks gained some ground today, with the industrial average finishing up 569 points.
A winter weather advisory is about to go into effect for southern Illinois. What can we expect tonight? Jordan Taylor has your full forecast next.
And more on the market turnaround coming up tonight on the Nightly Business Report at 5:30.
No snow, but 50 degrees. We like it. And then we like Saturday, but we're tracking a possible chance for some rain mixed with some ice. But due to the high temperature of 51 degrees, I'm predicting that's going to look more as a rain event and less than of a snow ice event. Still good news that we're moving up, but as you can see on the back half of that, there's a strong cold front, cold coming in there.
Glad to see the warm weather, but
very brief, but take it with
to see the cold weather.
No
All
kidding.
right, thanks, Jordan. And now here's Patrick with sports.
Coming up, lots of MVPs in the NBC. Stay tuned. Tonight in Chicago. Wow, just what a great weekend for Saluki individuals and generally winning all these awards.
No kidding.
It was a great time. All right, thanks, Patrick. And temperatures are expected to rise following tonight's weather event. We'll show you next in the 5-day.
But first, one furry animal found herself stuck in an unusual place. We're back in 90 seconds. Welcome back. A California community saved the day for a furry creature who needed a helping hand.
The coyote in question got her head stuck in a jar after days of wandering around the El Dorado County hills. A group of volunteers found her and were able to help. The coyote is now jar-free and is now being introduced back into the wild. And speaking of the wild, some wild weather is coming our way
Some
tonight.
wild weather's coming your way. I like the toss, Jake. I have to compliment you on that one. But on a serious note, the National Weather Service is issuing a winter weather advisory for us beginning in about 30 minutes here and lasting until 6 a.m. the next day. As you can see, we're going to experience a wintry mix here with some rain and some snow and possibly some ice, so do be careful out on the roads. Looking at your 5-day forecast, we do have some warmer temperatures coming on our way. As you can see, we got Thursday, we've got some sun coming back in with some lower 40s, but you can see Friday, sun still in there, little clouds, but it's 50 degrees, and by Saturday, although you see the rain ice mix, I'm thinking it's just going to be a slight rain mix due to the high temperature, but 51 not bad. But as you can see, right on the back edge of that comes some more colder weather. So we're still in winter, we're on that back edge, so it's the atmosphere is trying to adjust between both seasons. So that's what we're going to deal with.
Well, thanks, Jordan. And thank you for joining us tonight. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at River Region News. I'm Jacob Gordon.
And I'm Zach Warhus. For Jordan Taylor, Patrick Cotto, and all the students who work on Evening Edition, good night.